This is Kansas City. Diverse, proud, tough, and no matter which side of this line you call home, we are there. Digging, fighting, asking. Now more than ever, we have your back. Shining a light with local stories that impact your life. Local stories you won't see anywhere else. 41 Action News. Clear, complete coverage.
Breaking news on 41 Action News starts right now.
We are following that breaking news right now. This is a live look in Austin, Texas. We are hearing reports that the suspected bomber is dead. That's according to the ABC station in Austin, which says they have confirmed the information with law enforcement there on scene. The latest explosion yesterday morning was at a FedEx processing facility. Authorities used surveillance video from that FedEx store to lead them right to the suspect. The ABC News station in Austin says through the use of cell phone technology, police found the suspect at a hotel sometime after midnight. That led to an altercation with police. The suspect tried to get away. According to reports, though, he eventually detonated himself when officers made a move on him. We've been following the series of bombings down in Austin for the last few days. As we mentioned, the latest explosion yesterday morning was at that FedEx processing facility. 5 previous package bombings have killed 2 others and injured 4 people in the last 3 weeks. The first 3 bombs were left on doorsteps in East Austin. This is a story, of course, we're going to be following all morning long. We continue to get new updates on this. We will be updating you continuously right here on 41 Action News. Happening today, community, family, and friends are coming together to celebrate a Park University professor back home with his family. This comes just one day after Saeed Jamal, involved in a long immigration battle, was released from prison. 41 Action News reporter Sarah Plake tells us more.
Lawrence chemist Saeed Jamal's release from the Platte County Jail was so quick, his family wasn't there yet when he walked out the doors, carrying a sack of clothes and a stack of books. After he called his wife, he talked with us about how it feels to finally be free.
I mean, in prison, you hardly have any individuality or your identity, pretty much. So you feel like you are your own person again. I mean, just that freedom, yeah. It feels much better, kind of liberating, yeah.
ICE agents arrested Jamal on his front lawn nearly 2 months ago because of a complication with overstaying his visa. He was almost deported back to Bangladesh, but on Tuesday, a federal judge ordered Jamal to be released while an immigration board reviews the case.
He's on supervised release, which means he will go back to being in the same position he was when they arrested him.
And he's going back home after an emotional reunion with his wife and 3 kids.
Dad, I haven't seen you forever.
may face charges after leading police on this high-speed chase across the state lines last night. A Kansas Highway Patrol trooper used a maneuver, you see, to bump him off of the road there. A chase went right through the downtown loop in the middle of rush hour. Witnesses say it was shocking and surreal to watch. A driver crashed into a MoDOT truck, sending everyone involved to the hospital. MoDOT says 3 workers were there picking up trash when the driver hit the MoDOT truck. We are told that everyone involved in this is going to be okay, and many were taken to the hospital. This happened at 435 and Truman Road there on the Missouri side. If you call 911, the last thing you want is to be put on hold, but that's been happening to callers all across the city. Now police say that they've cut their average wait time almost in half. 41 Action News reporter Kat Reed explains why calls are being answered faster and what other improvements are on the horizon.
When you dial 911, seconds can mean the difference between life and death. But last fall, we learned the average wait time was 30 seconds. Chief Rick Smith called that unacceptable. Now people have to wait an average of 17 seconds for someone to pick up the phone.
He hit his head really hard on the ground. It was really, really awful.
It's been nearly a year since beloved Clint's Comics owner Jim Kavanaugh died while confronting a shoplifter at his Midtown store. Kansas City police later revealed one person who called 911 was left on the line for 6 minutes. In the months since, decreasing wait times has become a priority for the department.
Frankly, I think we're just paying more attention to it. We're concentrating our efforts much more in that area than maybe we have in the past.
At a police board of commissioners meeting Tuesday, Deputy Chief Roger Lewis said wait times in February dropped to an average of 17 seconds. That number has slowly declined since September's average of 30. The department credits filling some of its empty call taker and dispatcher positions.
Not a big increase, but we are trending in the right direction.
KCPD still has 5 open positions in the unit, and they'll soon add more.
We believe we found a really good compromise.
Brad Lemon with the Fraternal Order of Police has been talking to city council members about the budget. Initially, the city funded 8 of the 21 dispatchers police requested. Now, they'll add 7 more halfway through the year to ease the burden on the unit.
We don't have the resources, the availability to give the men and women that do that job a break to unplug, walk away from the console, cry if they need to. Their next call may be a burglary.
The police budget is updated, which can allow for 9 more police officers. That would give the department 24 of the 30 requested. The budget goes before City Council tomorrow. It is now 4:35 this Wednesday morning. Let's check in with meteorologist Nicole Phillips. Yesterday, we had a cold first day of spring. What are you tracking for us today?
Well, actually, today our temperatures will be nearing average. The only cold that we're going to feel is this morning. Live look outside right now. We've got a little bit of cloud cover overhead, but those clouds are eventually going to decrease as we head towards the afternoon. 34 degrees right now. Winds out of the northwest about 7 miles per hour. Sun coming up this morning at 7:21. Area wide, our temperatures are in the 20s, 30s. Sedalia hanging on to about 40 degrees. So you are going to need the coat as you do step out this morning. Winds right now are calm up in Maryville and Bethany to about 8 miles per hour in St. Joseph. And that means it does feel a little bit cooler out there. So about 5 degrees cooler. Hiawatha feeling more like 18 degrees, but this will improve as we go towards the afternoon. Temperatures right around 48 degrees by 1 p.m. High today, 55 degrees. Seeing sunny skies this evening. Chance of rain as we go towards this weekend. All details coming up. Jade.
Thanks, Nicole. Just one day after police say a 17-year-old boy shot up a high school in Maryland, investigators continue to search for the motive. Officials say the gunman, Austin Rollins, died after a gunfight with a campus security officer. The sheriff says Rollins and a female victim had a relationship prior to the shooting. She is in critical condition this morning. Officers are looking into whether that relationship played a role in the shooting. A 14-year-old boy was also hurt. Still to come, buying tickets for March Madness, how scammers are luring fans in, and what you need to know and what you need to do to keep your information protected.
Well, it's a pretty chilly start out there with our temperatures in the 20s and 30s nearing average this afternoon. I'll have your hour by hour coming up. You're watching 41 Action News. Clear, complete coverage.
The boys in blue are almost back. They're finishing up the last few days of spring training. Here's a look at their game as they beat the San Francisco Giants 10-1 yesterday. Today they're going to play the Cleveland Indians. Opening day is just 8 days away. They play the White Sox at 3:15. And it's the battle of the Wildcats. The K-State Wildcats will take on the Kentucky Wildcats in their Sweet 16 matchup. K-State left Manhattan, Kansas yesterday around 4 o'clock after taking home the W against UMBC. Great game there. The team hasn't been to the Sweet 16 since 2010, so their coach says that he really wants the guys just to soak up every minute.
We stood in our practice facility, looked at the banners. There was 2010 was a Sweet 16, and then it was back to 1988. So, enjoy it. We want them to enjoy this. This is a special time. You dream about it. You watch it as a young man growing up, and now you're part of it. But at the same time, make sure you have a sense of urgency because it's going to go away very quickly if you don't take care of business.
The team will practice later on this morning. Watch your 41 Action News station. We will keep you updated on the team's journey. Both K-State and KU play this week. Here's a look at that schedule. The Wildcats hit the court tomorrow. Tip-off is at 8:37 p.m. The Jayhawks then play on Friday against Clemson, and that game will start at 6:07. Both good games there. With March Madness underway, analysts say to beware of online ticket scams. Only purchase directly from the venue whenever possible. Only shop, of course, on sites that start with HTTPS. Be cautious of live streaming scams that offer to stream games for free. And avoid third-party app stores entirely. Researchers say it's always best to think twice before clicking or entering your information. Well, measles in the metro, the places you need to avoid and where some are becoming exposed to it.
Great shot of the plaza as we look from our KB Complete Sky View network. It's chilly out there, but nearing average this afternoon. Your full forecast coming up.
Closed captioning on 41 Action News is sponsored by Nebraska Furniture Mart.
North Korea has publicly acknowledged a sign of change in U.S. relations. The Korean Central News Agency says its peace-loving proposal has created an atmosphere for reconciliation. Pyongyang has still not made a public comment about the possibility of a summit with the U.S. This comes nearly 2 weeks after President Trump publicly accepted an invitation to meet Kim Jong-un. President Donald Trump spoke at the National Republican Congressional Committee March dinner. That was last night in Washington.
We should do great when we run in a very short period of time. The economy is booming, and it's booming because we passed the biggest tax cut and reform in American history.
He says he's already working on phase 2 of those tax cuts and said, quote, if the Democrats ever got back into power, they would vote to raise taxes. Several people have called the Johnson County Health Department concerned about the measles outbreak. 41 Action News reporter Andres Gutierrez reveals what you need to know to protect your family.
Kansas health officials continue to investigate how 10 people contracted measles. 8 of the cases are in Johnson County.
It's very fluid. Any time you do a disease investigation, it can change every 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes from day to day.
At the health department today, a dozen staffers are manning the phones, answering questions mostly from healthcare providers.
We've had a lot that have been diagnosed with ear infections, which is one of the side effects of measles. And they won't diagnose as measles first, and then go back again and have the high fever and then the rash.
Last week, the state released a list of places where people may have been exposed during certain time periods, including this Olathe Aldi's on 119th Street. But parents like Kevin Caballero are hearing about it for the first time.
They could affect my kids, and from there, it can affect myself. Even if it doesn't seriously infect me, I can pass it on to someone that may not have gotten a measles shot, or just that outbreak can be real serious.
Infectious disease specialists tell 41 Action News if you've been vaccinated, you should be in the clear.
If you had documentation of having measles vaccination after 1967, you should be immune for life, so you really shouldn't have too much worry or concern. Again, it comes in if you were never vaccinated or if your children have not been vaccinated because they're too young.
Andres Gutierrez, 41 Action News Today.
As Anders mentioned, 8 of those measles cases were reported in Johnson County. The other 2 are in Lynn and Miami County. We have a list of the places where people may have been exposed on our website. That's at kshb.com. There, you're going to find this list that's right here of all of those places. Just some of those are the AMC Dine-In Studio in Olathe. You also have Aldi's, Payless Discount Foods, Bath & Body Works at the Legends Outlets. But it all kind of depends on the date and time you visited, and all of that information's up here as well. If you've recently been to one of these locations but on different days, chances are you are in the clear.
Now, here's Kansas City's most accurate forecast from meteorologist Nicole Phillips.
Good morning. It is 4:48 and it's chilly to start. Our temperatures are sitting in the 30s. Taking a live look out from KB Complete Skyview Network, looking pretty good in the downtown area. A little bit of cloud cover overhead this morning, but notice it is decreasing west to east here. So areas like Topeka, even towards Lawrence, you're dealing with clear skies. And we're starting to see the clearing here in Kansas City, and areas off towards the east and northeast will carry those clouds on throughout at least the next couple of hours. 24 degrees in Hiawatha, 38 downtown, 32 in Garnett, and 36 in Chillicothe. So overall, it is a very chilly start. You'll need the coat this morning. This afternoon, you may be able to get away with a jacket. Our temperatures up towards the north here are going to be a little bit on the cool side. 49 degrees in Grant City, 49 in King City, 54 degrees today for the high temperature in St. Joseph, 56 in Hiawatha. Few degrees. Over us or just a little bit to the south. That means that warm front here won't lift up towards the north, and that means that it's going to keep our temperatures mainly in the 50s. As we head towards about Saturday afternoon and evening, rain off towards the east, dealing with clouds up towards the north to the south here. Partly cloudy skies overall. Saturday, not looking like a washout. We will see more showers moving in as we head into Sunday. So if we take a look at how much rain we could expect from the system, anywhere from about a ½ an inch to almost an inch of rain up towards the north, and that is exactly where we are seeing a little bit more of that rain coming down. So 56 on Friday, 55 on Saturday, 61 by Monday.
All right, thanks, Nicole. In the wake of the recent mishaps with pets, United Airlines is reviewing its Pet Safe program. Right now, it will not accept any new reservations for pets in the cargo compartment. The program only includes pets shipped as cargo. It does not affect dogs that are brought into the cabin, like the puppy that died in an overhead compartment. United says that it expects to complete the review by May 1st. In a consumer alert, Google is teaming up with some giant retailers to turn product searches into revenue. The new program will allow companies to list their products and loyalty programs on Google's search platforms and Google Home devices. In exchange, the retailers will pay Google a cut of each purchase. Some of the retailers on board are Walmart, Target, Home Depot, and also Costco. You're watching 41 Action News, clear, complete coverage. A British man rides the world's fastest and longest zip line in Europe in a human propulsion jet suit. Got to take a look at this. Richard Browning hit 55 miles per hour. Browning and his team have been working on refining their suit technology to allow him to fly faster with more stability on. And the event was closely followed by the Guinness World Records. So pretty cool situation there. For a young boy, what could possibly be better than learning that you are getting a heart transplant that you desperately need? Getting the news from your favorite Star Wars character. Watch this. His doctor promised that he'd dress up like Chewbacca when a heart became available. So the doctor delivered on the news in full costume. And look at him dancing around. How exciting.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yes, and today it'll be a little bit nicer out there.
Yes.
More spring-like.
More spring-like. Our temperatures nearing average. It's chilly out there right now with our temperatures in the 20s and 30s. But this afternoon we will be into the 50s, 55 degrees, warmer tomorrow, 68. Next chance for rain is on Friday.
All right, thanks, Nicole. It's all for us. Let's send it over to Lindsay and Taylor with what we're coming up with next.
Hey, good morning. We may see some changes coming to downtown Kansas City. Coming up at 5, we'll give you a breakdown of the revamp and the transformation.
Also this morning, planning a trip soon, you might want to hold off. What some major airlines are doing that could impact your travel protections.